Hi, I'm Brant. I'm still in this, and I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
Team Lucas all the way, baby. I'm Dan. I despise When Calls the Heart, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
Oh,
Happy
boy.
Thursday to ya. January is coming to an end.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
Man, January's been forever long this year.
It feels, I don't know. Maybe it's the dog days of winter. It's been a cold one here.
But with the Deckies this Sunday, I think we got something to look forward to.
Sure.
January 30th?
On Sunday?
Sunday night, right?
We normally don't
Thursday?
on Thursday night.
Oh, is the Deckies are tonight?
Could be.
I'm so glad I'm in town.
Yeah, you can get dressed up and come
I
to
think
the
I'm
Deckies.
just gonna wear this. I
Oh
am
yeah, that
dressed
is. You
up.
are good
Look
to
at
go.
me.
Yeah. Man,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm wearing my Gustav outfit for those.
That's
of you who
exactly right,
can't see.
Gustav.
Huge part of
Gustav
the
hasn't
show.
been in this season so far, and I hate that.
Maybe that's why it sucks.
Maybe. Jax, how are you, pal?
I'm great.
feeling
I'm so
good?
glad to be back with you guys. It's really, really cold in New York City right now, and
Yeah, it's cold here, but not as cold.
not as cold. It feels fresher here somehow.
What's so funny is I always think of New York in the winter as being like it's always snowing, and it doesn't always snow in New York.
No, it doesn't. But you
It's
get
not.
enough.
It's not. Yeah, you get a few good, like really good snows a year, but it's not like nonstop snow like how I envisioned it in my mind.
No, not at all. Not like a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Although it is magical.
It is magical at Christmas.
And that's why it was nice I got to spend extra time there because
Yes.
I wasn't flying down every week during Christmas season.
Yeah, that's right. Excited to dive into this one. Season 9 is where we are. We're going into episode 2. Guys, you remember last week's episode name?
Ooh, 6-1.
In like a lion. I bet this
In
one
Like a
is
Lion.
called Out Like a Lamb.
You guys did it.
Hey.
You guys did
First
it.
time Dan and I
Yes,
got
we
it, man.
did
We
it.
did it.
When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 2, Out Like a Lamb, originally aired on March 13th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. Lucas tells Elizabeth that Nathan has been hit by a car, so she runs to the infirmary, and Rosemary tells her that he survived the night, but isn't doing super great. So she goes to talk to him, and he asks her to go check on his horse.
Newton.
horse?
Oh, sorry.
After making a joke about not knowing who she is.
Watch it with the language over there, buddy.
Yeah, I
Dropping
think-
some hard W's over there.
Sorry, pal. Bill tells Gowan that Smith dropped the charges, so he's free to go. May delivers a prescription for Nathan to Faith, and Faith says Nathan is lucky to have her looking out for him. She's also lucky to have her help out in the infirmary. May explains that she would have she would not have finished her apprenticeship under Jeffrey if she didn't know that she was going to be really
You're
great
just
at this
saying
job.
names at this point. I don't even know. Oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is the guy who they thought
They
was
thought they were
coming.
hiring, but instead
Her
they got
husband or ex-husband.
Elizabeth brings Lucas a cup of tea to thank him for again the guy with the tea to thank him for the hot air balloon. But she's like, maybe you can take it down a notch with the grand romantic gestures. Like, we get it. She doesn't really say it like that, but that's what. And he's like, yeah. And then they kiss. Ned comes out and announces that the mayoral results are inconclusive. Hopefully there's not a riot. Lucas walks Elizabeth home, and she is like, are you sure about leaving the oil business? And he's like, I'm really happy with this, and I want to be with you and little Jack more, so yes. May goes to see Nathan's horse, and she must be a horse whisperer because this horse is like, hey, girl.
Wow.
I don't know,
You
guys.
should have said horse.
Nathan falls down trying to get out of bed, poor fella. Elizabeth goes to talk to Gowan and says apparently she talks to Abigail. Remember Abigail?
Oh, wow.
And
The Abigail?
yeah, and apparently she told Elizabeth that it meant a lot to her that Gowan visited.
Oh, boy.
So there you go. Also, what would you think about coming and talking to my class about how important it is not to fight? Not saying you have any experience with fighting or punching people or whatever, but maybe you could talk to the kids. And he's like, I guess. I don't know. The final results for the mayorship role is in, and Frickum won. Apparently, old Coop doesn't want to go to church anymore. Joseph's not having it, seeing as how he's the pastor. Lucas brings Nathan some ice cream, and Nathan asks for more, and Lucas is like, sure. And Nathan is like, you don't have to do this if you're just doing it because you feel guilty about Elizabeth. And Lucas is like, I feel no guilt. I'll get you that ice cream.
Is he like out for vengeance in an action movie?
Yes. Lee goes home after losing and is real sad about the loss. He thought that he found his real purpose in being a potential mayor. Rosemary is like, you'll figure this out, Lee. And she's like, I want to hear your acceptance speech. And he reads like the last part. And he's like,
your acceptance speech?
Gowan shows up and just says, don't fight. Listen to your teacher. And Coop is like, I'm glad you punched that guy. And Gowan says, if we hurt one another, we all just end up in pain.
That was as good as you've ever been as Gowan.
Thanks. And Cooper's like, man, that's deep. That's deep right there. May asked Bill if she'd be willing to help her if something were to come up. And he's like, whatever that means, sure, yeah. Rosemary finds Lee at the office and asks him if he considered becoming the editor of the Valley Voice, the newspaper. The best part would be that he'd report to her. And they kiss. Gowan talks to Smith, and they kind of make up, and he apologizes for not listening to Gowan's concern about the mines back in the day, to the mines. Gowan, again, to refresh everyone's memory, killed a lot of people in the mines. But it came out
systemic murder.
Came out years later that he tried to warn his higher ups, and they didn't care.
Even
so
he specifically said he didn't.
He's not responsible. Is what we're trying to get.
Revisionary history there.
Even revisionist.
Smith says that oil is the future.
Revisionary. It's so bright.
Smith says that oil is the future. I believe that oil is the future. Gonna go and get oil. He says, my investors are coming in, and you're not going to regret being in on this company. And Gowan says he'll consider getting back in with oil.
Oh, no!
May is doing a great job, and Ned tells her that she's doing a great job. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
I thought you were just like full Ned was going to sneeze.
No.
It seems like a bit.
No, Ned is like...
you're doing a great job, but I got to sneeze.
Ned is like, you are doing a great job. And she's like, would you have hired me if I was a woman? And Ned's like, son of a gun, I don't know. And the episode ends with everyone going to church, including Coop. And who's walking behind everybody? Gowan contemplating, but he ends up walking away. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 2, Out Like a Lamb.
We did it.
Mm-hmm. We did it, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
We're back, everybody. We're talking about When Calls Our Season 9, Episode 2, Out Like a Lamb. And we're going to start with a hot take. Jax, what do you think about this episode?
So I am giddy for the Fiona Hickam friendship. I promise you, Dan, this is true. This is genuine. I have liked Hickam for such a long time. I love the actor Ben Rosenbaum. I like that he's mayor. I want to see more of him, and I like the little interplay of, if some are shipping it, I was shipping it. Now I think I might just like it as a friendship. I don't know what's happening, but I want to see more of it.
You did, to be clear, God bless you for being positive, but you did, the first time we watched this show, all the way back in season 8, which, it seems like days ago, it's probably months ago, you did point out Ben Rosenbaum and talk about him specifically.
Yeah.
So I will buy that. I remember that from way back when.
Yeah, that was months ago at this point. Yeah, half a year.
Something like that. Yeah, it said something like 6-ish months ago.
Yeah. At this point.
Yeah. Yeah, What are we talking about? Hot take?
It was my hot
Good
take.
gosh,
I thought
man.
you, because you started talking about Ben, and I just assumed that was
How's
your
the
feels
Towns
as well.
search going? You making
Can
it
you
anymore?
please back off? I have one thing in my life that I'm passionate about currently, above what I normally am passionate about.
Say, not your wife, not your kids.
No, I'm passionate about the normal stuff, but also
Making new
towns.
towns.
Making new towns. There's not enough of them.
So no new towns is what you're saying.
No, I no, not yet. It's
Okay,
going to be you can't make a town in a month.
Okay. Okay.
This is going to be months in the
was
making.
your resolution.
Right, which I am resolving to get finished with sooner rather than later. I'm working on it. Resolution, you don't just do it in one day. At least I don't, personally. Yeah, I thought this episode was fine. Here's the thing. Last season was like so like humdinger after humdinger that this episode in comparison is a little bit slower. But I still like what's happening, and I feel like I like kind of the characters that are getting more time right now. And so overall, it's been a pleasant experience this season. So thumbs up, one thumb up, other thumb squirrely in my hand. So just this. Dan?
Squirrely in my hand.
Yeah.
Guys, this is miserable. It's miserable. We have a plot line about, church and the paper, and is Lee like running a lumber company and editing, but still and there's two. It doesn't matter.
What don't you like about the Lord and reading and wood?
I mean, well, there's a lot there, Jax. I will say that it's nice that we've gotten rid of 4 characters that I didn't like, but simultaneously, it feels like it's a derivative of a derivative. It feels like I'm drinking a LaCroix flavored LaCroix. Like, that's what it feels like. We're so far removed from any essence of this show that ever existed that it's not as, once again, not actively bad. Like, how is this television like season 2 or 7? But it's close. Mm-hmm. It's very close. We are not off to a great start here. This does not bode well for a 12-episode season when the first 2 episodes are as boring and lifeless, and I don't care as much as I do. Real bad, miserable. I need to sleep before I watch anymore.
I mean, I'm enjoying it, and I'll even agree with you on that one.
Okay, fair.
It's time for feels. Jax, any feels for you?
Yeah, I am feeling Little Miss May Sue. She's giving me the feel.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
Little Miss May
Yeah.
Sue.
I think it's very clear. I think the actress is doing a really great job of, there's some mystery there, some intrigue, and also it feels like there's a lot of inner conflict, and I want to know more about her.
Remember all those memes like back in August of 2022? Like
Yeah.
people were doing like the Little Miss.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny.
That was
That was a
Little
riot.
Miss May Sue. Yeah.
That's funny. And then you could have her coming in on a horse.
Except this is just her name. It's not a thing.
Right.
That's
No,
good.
but Little Miss. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just her and she's on a horse.
Little Miss lied to get a job. That would
Oh, Little Miss lied to get a
Ooh,
job.
Little Miss lied to get a job.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
a really
a good
one.
one. That's a
I
good
can't
one.
relate to that at all. Anyway, Bran, Dan, whoever goes next.
I am all about a frickin' mayor. I'll tell you that much. I'm all about that. I liked that neither Bill nor Lee nor Sleet nor Snow is going to be mayor of the town. And so I like getting some new blood running this town. I think it's going to be good for not just the town, as somebody who's passionate about towns myself, but also good for the television show. Dan?
Yeah, there's a scene at the church when Henry Gowan's right outside there. No, I don't have anything. You kidding me?
gosh.
Like, stop it.
You're a monster. We're going to take a
The
quick break.
show's a monster of boredom.
We'll
It's a
be right
boredom monster.
back here on Night Time.
Go to sleep.
Hi.
The old boredom monster.
We're back. I love the boredom monster. Well, let's talk about the wait whats that might be found in this episode of television. Jax, anything stick out to you?
My wait what goes back to the marketing for this episode, which was very
Which we all
interesting.
So long ago.
It is a deep cut,
Yeah.
but I am a Hardy. I'm a fan. And they kept showing the scene where Nathan doesn't remember who Elizabeth is. And that sort of like got everyone, hearts aflutter, and everyone was all stirred up, being like, he has amnesia. What's going to happen? And then it was just a little joke
It's
he
a
was
bit.
playing.
It's a
It was a
bit.
bit. It was a
Yeah.
bit. And I thought it was cute and funny, but I feel like the reaction to it in the Hardy community was like, are you kidding me with toying around with Nathan's stuff again? So I just remember being like, wait, what? Why? So that was my take on that situation.
That's fair. At one point when they're getting ready to announce the mayor results, someone in the crowd yells, louder! And another person says, and funnier!
That was my big one.
And I'm just like...
It was Lee.
It was Lee?
Lee said, and funnier. Jack said
Lee.
louder. Or Bill said louder, Jack Wagner. Bill said loud, like I know him. Bill said louder.
Yeah.
And Lee says, and funnier.
And funnier.
Announce those results funnier, please.
It would have, you know what would have been okay if it would have been a bit, because like the whole thing with like bad acting teachers is that they say louder, faster, funnier. I wonder if they were improving and someone said louder and someone said faster and someone said funnier, but they cut faster, not knowing it was a bit. I'm just throwing it
Is
out
it
there.
this episode where they do the Midnight Cowboy thing where he says, I'm walking
yes,
here?
I'm walking here.
Yeah, that's straight from Midnight Cowboy, and they clearly just put it in there to put it in there. And like anybody watching When Calls the Heart was like a big Midnight Cowboy fan.
My only other one is like, I know Lee is searching for what he's going to be doing in his life, but this
He runs the most successful company in town.
Yeah.
yeah,
I want to be clear.
this seems like him just like being an editor for a newspaper, which was the passion of his wife and not him. It's just random.
Doesn't
to me.
seem like it's it at all.
It's like, as somebody who's like, again, like he seems to be entrepreneurial, and he seems to like the whole thing with him not being satisfied in his job is he wanted to do something with his hands. So like, what is this? That is
nothing.
like,
It doesn't make
this
any
whole thing
sense.
is like everybody else is doing stuff with their hands. Like, what is he going to be doing as editor in chief or whatever his job is at the newspaper? That's going to be all that much different than what he was doing
That's
at
right.
the lumber, right?
Which he, I want to be clear, for years and years seemed to love doing and be really good at.
Yeah.
He seemed to love his job, and he seemed to be good at it, and he was successful, all of a sudden having a midlife crisis. That was one of mine. The funnier was one of mine. His whole, like, who's going to run the lumber? Somebody has to run the lumber company. Jesse's gone.
Jesse's gone.
Who's running it now? I don't know who that is. That doesn't make any sense. And then the last one is, it's more of a serious one, but there's this whole thing where the Reverend's kid has, like, do I have to ever go to church again? Great, like, way to show parenting there. Like,
Yeah.
great parenting of, like, you know what? You know, this is what we're requiring of you, but blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, in 1918, none of that nuance would have been there in this situation. It would have been like, you're going to be in church because I said so. That's how that would have gone. But instead, they take a very nuanced approach, and I found it to be very, like, it felt tone deaf to do it right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It felt like a weird time to do it right.
Yeah.
To be like, let's have a conversation about faith instead of go, you know what? Lee's not a religious man, but he's in church every Sunday. Lucas specifically, they say Lucas never goes to church, and he's like, I get to spend time with my wife and kids. In the that was what people did.
Yeah.
So to have this thing where they're like, no, we're going to take this and say, you can believe whatever you want, but, we want you to come to church. You're 9 years old.
Joseph's running the lumber company, apparently.
Joseph.
That's what Sheila says.
Can you tell me who Joseph is?
Yeah, the preacher. It's
Man.
Joseph Can't.
The preacher's
Canfield.
running it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was running the gas station.
He's got a lot to do.
No,
A
I
lot
don't
of
think
people,
the gas station. I think the gas station fell through.
So where are people getting the gas for their cars?
We don't worry about that.
Good Lord. This is so dumb.
Maybe to you.
Yeah. Yes, to me. Yeah.
To us, we're loving it. We're eating up every moment.
We
Neither
are
of you are loving every moment of it. Every
loving-
moment. You're going to say there, you're just going to lie right here
We're
on record.
living a lot of some moments. We're living a lot of moments. We're living a lot
This
of
is
some
another
moments.
Brandon and I are loving a lot of moments.
Yeah.
This is a great,
Are we loving every moment? I
No.
would say maybe not every
No.
moment, but we're loving a lot
But
of moments.
who loves every moment of everything?
No, exactly. I don't love any moment of anything,
Yeah.
It's just like, we're doing okay over here, Dan.
Yeah. We're doing great.
This has been
Do
verbal
we have a
gymnastics.
What's Calling My Heart?
Do we
Hopes and
have-
valleys.
Hopes and valleys. We
Jax,
still got a chance.
anything that's giving you hope?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more ice cream dates in this town.
Yeah.
Those are
There's
big
lots.
scoops,
There's lots of ice cream in this
big
ice
episode.
cream.
scoops. And
A lot of
finally
ice cream.
Elizabeth gets
Everyone's
hers.
always eating ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing you're worried about?
I am worried about the fallout from the mayoral race.
Okay.
It seems like there's a little bit of uncomfortability going on there.
Discomfort?
Discomfort.
Because it seems like
I'm here to help.
Discomfort.
it seemed like there were two clear
not.
favorites, and those were
Yeah.
very split, and so because of that, Frickum won.
Frickin'
Yeah.
Which
That's based upon Lucas's deductive reasoning and his straw poll of two people.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes, that's what they figured out. So, what can you do?
What can you do? Brand,
me?
do you have a hope in Valley?
Yeah.
Welcome to Deck the Homework. I'm your host, Dan.
You could do something ever. It's about time.
I'll try to make a town. How about that?
Thank you. I'm over here trying to wheel and deal. Gosh, you don't know what it's like to be me.
I don't.
You don't know what it's like. You don't even make goals. That way you can't fail. It's a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here making
I'm
big
in therapy now.
I'm making big lofty goals. You make fun of everybody else's goals, Dan, because you're too afraid to make one.
I mean, he didn't make fun of my goal to spend time with my cat.
That's right.
Because he was too busy already making fun of my goal of making a town. He didn't even hear your goal.
That's a terrible goal, Jax. I'm sorry. I was
But
trying
I'm
to,
killing it.
Yeah, you are crushing
Not the
it.
cat, but
at
the goal.
least you're accomplishing it.
Thank you. Thank
making
you.
a town, you didn't have a prayer.
No.
Yeah.
It's like making a fruitcake. There's no chance. God,
That was like a year ago.
almost, yeah.
My hope is that Gowan will find the Lord. I think. Well,
You know what? Of all the scenes I want to see in a church, I want to see a Gowan-esque, or a Sean Hunter-esque
Oh yeah,
scene, but Gowan in the church.
yeah. God, I'm going to talk. You're going to listen.
You're gonna listen.
You're going to listen. Yeah.
I think I want back in the oil business.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
So I'm going to do that. I think Gowan's going to come to church one of these days. I'm here for that.
Yeah, I unless something miraculous happens, it's just all fall. Like it all feels like it's just going to get worse from here. The only solace I have is that there's 10 episodes left in season 9. Then we get a little bit of a break before season 10 because we'll be done before mid-year. The only solace I have is I don't have to watch them all at once. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that makes me feel better knowing I don't have to just one after another. Like that would be
Like Benjamin 2 days.
We didn't do that.
No,
for
we don't.
these.
I know what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to think of something that helps me, like one a week.
It'll be fun to watch them in real time. is what you're
Manageable.
saying.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be able to comment on what the people are
No, I'm
commenting.
talking about season 9. The next 10 episodes, I don't have to watch them all in like a block
I
sitting.
see.
Yeah.
Because that would be like torture.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
Well, we did it, everybody. Congratulations. Do we have a What's Calling My Heart?
I got to be honest, Brand. I got bad news. We don't have one.
Do we get to say what's calling our heart?
I did.
I have one.
I was about to say, Trace said that you sent one was sent to your email, not hello.
What? My email.
Trace's email.
Trace@lemonpepper.net.
Okay.
Dear
And that was not a.
Trace.
That was not one of the radio blurbs that Brian brought in. Okay.
Dear Trace, a lot of people have been asking me, what's calling my heart? My name's Janice, by the way. Well, it all started back in February of 2003 when I went to the movie theater for the first time. I don't remember what I saw. I don't remember what it was. But I remember the feeling I had watching it. It was like nothing I've ever had before. So you might be asking, how does that get to me, Janice, in 2023? Well, I'm running for mayor of a new town. And I would love for your support. So if you could read this on the air, people can go to JaniceIn2023.com/vote. That'd be wonderful. Janice out.
Wow.
We will, Janice.
I do know what
do
movie
that.
she's talking about.
What's
It was
that?
Cradle to the Grave with Jet
Oh.
Li and DMX.
Yeah.
Boy, that'll change your life.
Yep.
That's when I started smoking again.
Again?
You heard me.
You gave up smoking or something?
Yeah, I quit cold turkey.
Or how long?
Well, every time I wanted a cigarette, I got a turkey. It was freezing cold. And just took a big bite out of that sucker.
Great. Love it. We'll be back next week with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.